All right, guys, thanks for jumping on with us live here. Why should you have office hours or office days? Why should you have office hours or office days? I'm going to talk about this and we're going to do it from two different perspectives. Number one, on fulfillment to make sure that you are truly serving your clients, that fulfillment is top notch. You've heard me say, you'll continue to hear me say, fulfillment is so important because when fulfillment is at its, you know, optimal level, then not only will chargebacks and refunds just be eradicated, but then people are going to naturally refer people to you because people refer people to people they want to work with, the people that get them results. With me, that's how it is, and that's how I want to see it for you. So that's fulfillment. That's why we have office hours for office days. Another area is simply you can use it as a marketing. You can use it as a marketing. I guess you would say springboard. Let me talk about this. Often I do office hours on Wednesdays from noon till 1 o'clock. So if you're one of my private clients, that's when the office hours are. So it's an office hour. I don't do office days. If you want to hire me to go and consult with you for a day, or you want to fly in here and consult, we have office days. But we're really going to talk about more office hours here. So what's an office hour? Well, an office hour is an hour of Q&A. It's an hour that is not your dedicated. Like we have dedicated coaching calls on the power of persuasion, how to use language to move people, move emotions, close sales, storytelling, all of that. Very important, right? Then we have coaching on the specifics, on lead generation, nurturing leads, building out your automation. So there's different coaching calls based on what you're trying to accomplish. Make sense? So what is an office hour? An office hour is basically a Q&A. I like to say it's more of a relaxed. So, hey, come, bring some food, bring a coffee, whatever. You know, I've done office hours and there's, one guy's out there smoking a cigar. The other person's, they were out, doing other things. But it's just that hour they wanted to connect. Office hours are so good. And when I do office hours, I open it up to everybody, all of my clients, so they can learn from one another. There's been sessions. I was working with one coach, weight loss coach, and he said, Wayne, here's my struggle. And he laid it out. Now, have you applied this from last week? Yeah, here's this work, but here's a new constraint. And before I could even jump in, one of the other clients said, hey, have you tried this? This is what we did. And he just laid it out. I mean, just the groundwork of exactly what he needs to do in this next constraint because he'd been there before. And so they were like, hey, man, this is so awesome. Appreciate it. And later, I literally got a message on Slack and said, hey, man, thanks for doing the office hours. Hey, can you connect me with this other client? It's like, I want to connect with this guy. I want to say thank you. So that's the power of office hours is you get connection in the community of other followers, other clients. So people that are like-minded. Now, this one guy was, again, working as a weight loss coach. This other guy was doing some kind of like investment banking coaching. So it was totally different offers, but the process of automation was the same. So office hours can be extremely, extremely effective. And when you're doing office hours, here's the key. I like to make them 1 hour, maybe 2. Here's what I do. I understand that some days people are going to be busy. It depends on your workload and depends on how many clients you have. I've jumped on to a 7, 8, or 10. And I'm like, oh, wow. And we just jump in, we have a good time. And some of those I will extend beyond the 1 hour mark. I've also jumped on and there was one client that day. And they were like, hey, Wayne, can I still talk? And I'm like, yeah. So they got some massive value. We just got like 45 minutes to maybe an hour of just like pure content, going through their funnel, working things out, working on their ads. So it was just like massive for them. They're like, wow, I can't believe there was so much value. Guess what they did again the following Wednesday? They showed back up. Now this time there was 3 people on there, but they were like, okay, they showed up and they got results. So office hours, again, I like it as a general. I don't like really calling it Q&A, but it's kind of what it is. You got questions, you got answers, but bring your testimonials, bring your case studies, bring your constraints, and let's work on that. Also, the beautiful thing about office hours is maybe you've got a coaching session on a Tuesday and a coaching session on a Thursday, but they have a Wednesday question. That's the beautiful part of office hours. Now, so that's more on fulfillment. Also, a lot of times there'll be good content. one office hour, we did about a 15-minute training. And this 15-minute training, or we 15 minutes of the hour was really good, just like basic training. So I downloaded the video and I edited that 15-minute slot out, uploaded it to Loom, and I sent it to everybody. And like, hey, this is important. This 15 minutes that come from an office hour today really, I think, would help everybody. So I sent it to all my clients. Now, what happened? More people showed up for the office hours, which means they got more fulfillment, which means that just exponentially they're going to have a better experience, correct? So office hours are very important. Now, so I want you to set up office hours in your business. And this is so important. Office hours do not have to be manned by you if you have another coach. It can even be peer-to-peer. Now, I'm in another coaching program. This is very interesting. Now, it needs to be monitored. Understand this. But it's a collaboration call. And this collaboration call, there's a monitor that's listening, but they don't interject. They're like, hey, peer-to-peer. Jump in, ask questions, get feedback, etc. And they're helping one another. Now, the monitor is always listening because somebody starts pitching their product or there's excessive negativity. You can shut that down. But because you never want to deal with negative, you want to deal with positive, right? You want to deal with, if there's a challenge, you want to find a solution. So they had peer-to-peer. But anyway, that's another way of doing it. But if you have a Mindset Monday, maybe Tuesday you're working on ads, maybe Thursday you're working on organic outreach, maybe Friday I don't know if you have 3 or 4 calls a week, make one just office hours, Q&A. Now, that's the ideal. Let me give you a couple other examples. Working with one client, they have a lot of like front end work. So it's not completely done for you, but there's a lot. So when somebody hires them, they build out their sales funnel, they build out this acquisition because they're a lead acquisition source because it's in the real estate niche. So it's a little bit different. So what they did was daily office hours because they had people every day submitting deals. And so they were trying to do it. So they just opened up office hours Monday through Friday. Might have been Thursday, but I think it was Monday through Friday for 1 hour. Hey, Q&A. And people knew to show up. Now, why did that work so well? Because there was so many one-on-one sessions they were having to work through. Because somebody come on new, there was a lot of things that had to be set in place. So they were doing one-on-one calls. Well, by the time they book even 30 minutes on a calendar for one-on-one, it's hard to book those back to back. So it's basically taking 30, 45 minutes. Basically, an hour was gone. But on a group office hour call, they can handle 2 or 3 of those. People got their questions answered, and they would stick around. I've done this. I've got in, here's a question, got my question answered, and I stick around because I want to hear what other people are saying. I want to collaborate. Or I'm like, okay, I got my question answered. Now I need to go get productive, and I will get off the call. So that's a beautiful part too of office hours. So office hours can actually reduce your workload, not increase it. Office hours can give your team members, your clients a new way of like being able to connect with you and get better success. Now, how do you market that? Number one is just, hey, we have a Q&A call when you're doing your presentation. Hey, when you come on board with us, we're going to have a weekly day or whatever it is, office hours. You can come with your questions, etc. Now, so that's marketing. And because, now remember that feature, benefit of the benefit. The feature is office hours. The benefit is you can get questions answered quicker. You can do this, you can do that. And the benefit of that is you make more money and spend less time. So that's the office hour, okay? But what I've also done is in some of those calls, get permission. Like the 15-minute that I cut out and sent out as a Loom video, I can also cut that 15 minutes out and say, hey, here's one of our coaching sessions from our so-and-so program. And now I can embed it out on social media. You can upload it on YouTube. You can send it out. I can take it and make reels and make, shorts. And I can do so much with that 15 minutes that it now becomes a benefit to other people as well. So this is really what I want you to focus on. Office hours, office days. And if you're like, I don't know which one to do, Wayne, I'm not sure which one I should go with, or should I go, or what, then just reach out to me. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll be happy to, give you my opinion. You may not be ready for it yet. But this is good too, because I know a lot of you are part-time coaches. You're like, how do I go full-time? I'm already working 40 hours or 50 hours a week. Well, one of the ways you go full-time, one of the most productive ways to go full-time, is to have office hours that work according to your schedule. So we're going to go back years and years ago. I used to do calls at 11:30 to 12:30 Eastern, because I was in the corporate world and that was my lunch break. Yeah, I would eat later at my desk, or I just wouldn't eat for the day. No, you're not going to starve if you miss a meal. So I would do 11:30 to 12:30. I would do coaching calls, or I would do 7 to 8 p.m. And if anything earlier, I'm like, well, I do 11:30 to 12:30 for those who that daytime is better, normal work hours is better, or I do 8 p.m. for those who are working and they're trying to build a coaching business on the side. So I moved my schedule to work for me, but it also worked for them. Does that make sense? So I want to know, do you have an office hours? Would you like, in fact, if you would like me to help you map out exactly how that looks based on the ones that I've done and based on the ones I've helped, I can show you that. Then how to monetize. Let's talk about this. How do you monetize that? As I said, you cut sections out and you send it. And you send it out on social media. You send it through your email. You let people know, hey, this is one of our coaching calls. Another thing you can do is you can have a planned call. Like, for instance, if I'm doing an office hours this Wednesday, I can really plan on covering maybe the copywriting. Maybe I'm going to work on copy, how to write a headline that captures attention. That's where I'm coming in with that focus. Now, if I get on the call and they have questions, they have somebody needs help, I'm going to serve that need first. Does that make sense? I'm going to serve that need first. And if we have time, then I'll get to the topic at hand. If I don't have time, that's okay. We'll save it for next Wednesday. Save it for the following week. So you want to have evergreen material that you can teach. Also, if you hop on there and there's 5 people, and I don't really have any questions today, you want to be able to bring content. Say, gotcha, cool. Ask first. Any constraints, any bottlenecks, anything we can work on, how's things going? But then I'm going to have something ready. For instance, in our sales and persuasion, I'm now teaching on negotiation. I'll go to an office hour call and I'm going to see what's happening. What's your concern? What's your constraint? What's your biggest bottleneck in this situation? But if they're good, they feel good, then we're going to talk about negotiation. And one of the things we're teaching on now is the unconscious trust factor. The 4 steps to unconscious trust with anyone. And all I'm doing is taking it out of my book. So if you haven't read my book yet, pick it up. Secrets of Instant Rapport, pick it up on Amazon. But I'm going to teach out of that book, that chapter on unconscious rapport. However, if I jump in, if people have questions, we don't get to it, we'll go to it next week. And then what will I use? I'll use that for the following week. Okay. And then I would take shorts out of that. I'll make content out of that and send out. So hopefully this is helpful for you guys. I just want you to really grab a hold of this. Let me know your thoughts on it. I'm here to help you guys. And again, thanks for being part of the group. Here's what I need you to do. I'm going to ask you to just post in comments below. Post in comments below. If you want to see more on this, or you want me to map out, like I can do an extended video. I can actually map out how I do office days, the format for office days, how to monetize it. If you want that, just post in comments below. Yeah, Wayne, I'd love to know more. If you want to give it a call with me and see how we can help you in your business, go from part-time to full-time, or if you're already full-time, how to scale, then I'll give you our scaling process that we've used to take companies over 7 figures a month. So go to sellingyourcoaching.com, book time with me. I look forward to it. Guys, go out there, enjoy. Remember, in coaching, you're changing lives. So go change lives today and get paid well for doing it.